Hi, my name's Ozzy Hall Osman and I've got an organisation called palmtopman.com. In my spare time I support palmtop computers and smartphones. This video is going to talk about the exciting new Nokia Ovi Maps that we've got free now, version 3.03. Nokia Ovi Maps is installed on my Nokia E55, which is a Symbian Series 60 smartphone, 3rd edition, feature pack 2. Now when you install Nokia Ovi Maps, it's going to be from the main menu, as you can see here, in the application folder. So here we have the application folder, and as you can see in the middle, Ovi Maps is called GPS. So I'm going to go into GPS and go straight into Maps. Okay, this is the Ovi Maps main menu, and on top left we've got My Position. Also there are settings in Ovi Maps that you can change for different settings, like a drive guidance, a walk guidance, different voices, various settings you can set up in Ovi Maps. Okay, in the map view of Ovi Maps, start off with a bit of a criticism that when you're just scrolling through the maps, it doesn't give you heads-up orientation. I hope they can change that in future issues. So in this case, as you can see, the map's going along from left to right, and it's a bit off-putting when you're driving, but that's not for navigation, just for purely looking through the maps. Okay, this is the first search functionality of Ovi Maps. You can type in something, and in this case I'm going to type in to see where the Asda store are. So I've typed in the word Asda's. It's now doing a quick search online, and then it comes up very quickly with some results. That was a search online while I was out and about using a 3G connection, which is pretty quick. Right, there we are. It's found several Asda stores. 2.7 kilometres is the nearest one to my location that I was in, Old Kent Road. Then if you select one of the locations you've found, you can either walk to it, drive to it, add it to a route if you were doing several other locations you were trying to find. Show details gives you a nice little view of the full address and a phone number. And you can also pinpoint the location you've just found via search, in this case Asda's on the Old Kent Road in the map view. Another functionality within searches is categories, various categories, quite a selection. In this case I'm looking at eat and drink. I'm then going to go into a subcategory of eat and drink called restaurant. And after a quick search, it shows you a list of restaurants, and second closest one, 745 metres away, Jasmine Garden on Old Kent Road. Okay, this is into the map view and showing the lowest scale of zoom. This is 10 metres, a scale of 10 metres. And this one goes up to a much wider 10 kilometres zoom. All those little dots you can see are favourites that are located on my version of Ovi Maps. When you're looking through maps, you can suddenly pick a location and say, I want to save that place. Or you can also send the location, which may be very useful, send it to somebody via a message. And as you can see here, the location I just was at, East Smithfield. I've gone into a message and then said, right, here it is, East Smithfield, E1, London, United Kingdom, and that can be sent as a message to somebody. Very useful. This is now favourites in Ovi Maps. The first thing I want to talk about briefly is synchronisation. You can synchronise the maps, the favourites on Ovi Maps from your device over the air with the Ovi server. And then a fantastic feature when you're online on the internet via a PC or Mac, you can go onto Ovi Maps online and pick up all your favourites that you've synchronised. Very useful. Okay, as I've got quite a few favourites, as seen on an earlier shot on my Nokia, I've categorised them, and this is a category that I've called St John Ambulance. And once you've picked one of your favourites, you can either show it on the map, you can walk to it, drive to it, show more details about your favourite. Okay, this just is a quick example. I've zoomed in near where I work in London and where my coach stops are along the River Thames. You can see with the blue squares with a white star. That's some favourites that I use for my coach stops in London. Okay, now we're getting into calculating a route. So we've put in a location, or we've found one of our favourites, and we're now calculating a route from where we are. And then this is one of the first of 3 or 4 views. This is the 3D view. Some pretty clouds up the top. Personally, I don't like this view. I use the next one, which is the 2D, two-dimensional view. That's the one I use mainly when I'm using Ovi Maps. You'll also see a little red arrow bottom right hand corner. This just draws your attention to the volume of data, in this case 1.5 megabytes, just in case you're limited to what your data usage is when you're using Ovi Maps and streaming data through the air for your maps. It lets you keep track of your data usage. So that's the 2D view. This view is very useful. It's called the turn view, and it quite simply gives you, or arrow view I should say, quite simply gives you a directional arrow and the distance to the next turning. So useful when you're on the motorway, for instance. This shows you've got 4.4 kilometres straight on the A1206 Cotton Street. So that's the arrow view. And the last view is a bit of a route overview. You can see on the left hand side there's a blue start flag with the red directional arrow, and on the lower right hand corner you might just be able to see there a checkered flag. So it's just showing the route home that I took when I was recording this on Ovi Maps. This is a very useful feature. Ovi Maps is quite intelligent in the sense that it gives you virtual navigation when you lose the satellite. In this case I was just going through a tunnel, Limehouse Link. You can see that the dotted line shows I'm actually underground, but the virtual map will keep moving, which is a great feature. Just nipping on a bit quicker now. This is the navigation options that you go through when you're navigating. You've got night mode. You've got a way of saving a location during navigation. Top right hand side you can see the volume that you can change as you're navigating. Traffic info is a very useful feature to pick up traffic reports and possibly divert off route in case there's a big congestion somewhere. This is a dashboard, gives you some other statistical information of your route. You can go straight into drive mode and either drive home or drive to a set location, set destination, where you can go to favourites, and also there's the walk home or walk mode, 2 modes. A very, very nice feature. I particularly like this part of Ovi Maps. It gives you a weather forecast. As you can see at the time of recording this, London was 11 degrees, sun and cloud, and also it gives you another sort of 4 or 5 days of weather forecast. Very nice feature. Moving swiftly on, another part of Ovi Maps is events, and it picks up where your location is and shows you either films or concerts, in this case concerts, nearby your location. Lonely Planet in this case gives you a London City guide, and the Michelin guide, the last part of Ovi Maps, gives you other restaurants and hotels, etc. Share location is a way of actually uploading to Facebook a location and what are you up to in Facebook. That's a useful, a nice feature for Facebook lovers out there. Visit www.palmtopman.com and see what else my organisation does to support users like yourself. Goodbye.